Migrants. We have all seen now, haven't we, the number of dinghies crossing the channels. I know lots of you raised concerns about this, and it's being described now as a crisis. The numbers are higher than I think they've ever been. Over 600 more this weekend as well. In France, there's been talk of more money and different initiatives. And joining me to talk through this is Nigel Farage. Good evening to you, Nigel.
Good evening.
The latest endeavour, I think, by the French is stopping the amount of petrol that people can buy. I think they're limiting it to 10 litres or something, isn't it? I mean, desperate times, desperate measures and all that, but do you think it will be successful? Do you think that's what it's going to stop?
No, it won't be successful. Look, we've just given them 54 million quid, so they've got to be seen to do something. Here's why a 10-litre limit won't work. Go to Boulogne Harbour. It is full of hundreds, and I mean hundreds, of privately owned fishing boats. The French are nuts about fishing. When the weather's nice at the weekends, they're all out in the middle of the channel with their friends and family fishing. If you said to me, I'm only allowed to put 10 litres in my boat to go out fishing for the day, I would go bananas. So, number one, unenforceable, impractical.
Well, will you just go to another shop? Because if someone told me you could only get 10 or something, I'd just go to the next one along.
It won't work. It won't work. But the second reason is, let's just say there really was a strict limit and it was really difficult to buy, you know, diesel in any sufficient quantity. All that would do is lead to a black market, and a black market means a higher price, and all that means is the migrants would simply pay more to come. And already we see a market that varies. I mean, some people pay as little as €3,000 to the traffickers, others pay as much as €20,000. So no, none of this is going to work, and more gendarmes on the beach is what they're saying. Well, fine. Let's say the Pas-de-Calais is full of gendarmes. All that will happen is the trade will move further west, so you'll start seeing boats coming into Eastbourne rather than coming into Dover. There is only, and I've said this until I'm blue in the face, there is only one way this will stop, and that is when the British authorities recognise that everybody that's coming has come through a safe country, namely France, and we take those boats in tow and we take them back to port. Until we do that, nothing will change.
But then what's stopping them doing that then?
Well, you'll get the legal argument, which is, you know, the UN Refugee Charter, and we're breaking the spirit of it. We'll be told that it's dangerous and it'll risk migrants' lives. There'll be lots of arguments against it. Ultimately, if you've got the political will, you could do it. The Aussies did it back in 2012. It worked. You know, the boats stopped coming, the drowning stopped happening. Honestly, there is no other solution to this.
Yeah, I mean, let's just have a quick look. I think the government hopes its asylum bill is apparently the answer, but campaigners like Refugee Action have labelled the government plans extreme and nasty. But do you think, Nigel, because people will say, you know, this is extreme, they've just said that it's extreme, it's nasty, why won't you just create safe routes for people so that if they do want to seek asylum, they can do so safely?
Well, if people want to claim asylum and we have an offshore centre to do it, that's perfectly reasonable. But I'd put it to you that very, very few of those that are coming would ever actually qualify. Because are they people genuinely in fear of their life or their liberty because of their religion or their race? I don't think so. Now, the argument may well be they come from countries that are poorer than us. They come from countries that have been torn apart by war. All of that may be true. But then if you look at UNHCR, they say there are nearly 70 million people in that category. So we can't just say to people, because the country you come from is poorer than us or not as nice as us, you can be let in. And also, Michelle, if where they come from is so rubbish, why have they deserted all the women and children? Why is it 90% men under the age of 30? So, look, we've always as a country been open to genuine refugees. What we are witnessing here is economic migration. And for many of these people, of course, they'll finish up effectively living in the slave trade in this country, something that nobody even seems to want to talk about. And Refugee Action and all of these groups, they don't believe in borders at all. They think we're all world citizens and we should all be able to go wherever we like freely.
Well, there you go. And your show's coming up straight afterwards, isn't it?
It is.
7 o'clock.
It is.
Will you be covering that tonight?
You can't get away from it. And I'll tell you why. I think what's happening in the channel is going to be the biggest non-COVID story this summer. I really do.
Welcome to the GB News YouTube channel. You can watch us live 24 hours a day, catch up on your favourite shows and join in the conversation in the comments below.
Don't forget to subscribe and you'll never miss any of our exclusive content.